I'm not comfortable not following council.
What is the legal advice that council is giving?
I didn't challenge their decision.
I'm asking what is their legal position based upon?
Why did they stop?
Because what Brenda told me was, it was Bass attorney that stopped them from coming to Christine way back in October.
Yeah.
He stopped what they agreed to and wouldn't let the town manager proceed.
That's, I guess, partially true.
That is
They
Brenda.
didn't want to follow the path that we were headed on. So the two attorneys consulted and came up with what they thought was a reasonable approach that both communities might be satisfied with.
We kind of left you out when the town manager and the selectmen and I went down to the waterfront, and we did leave you kind of hanging for a few months. And that's part of the world.
And I think it's important that we follow legal counsel. I mean, I don't have, that's why we have them.
It's also important that we have a fair bidding process.
And how do we get a fair bid process at this junction?
With this, is what the attorneys are saying.
We had a proposal come in without a bid. Now we have a bid process, and he's concerned that his
we
numbers are.
Proposal wasn't based on the scope.
Correct.
It is based upon that scope, because that scope is what I've been saying for about 7 years. We did go to Bruce based upon the waterfront agreement, based upon last December's select board meeting that said, go to Christine, Christine, go to Bruce.
But it wasn't a scope of work like this.
It is, there is no difference between the end of the old farm road and the high water mark of Christina Creek, of the original road. If you stick on longitude and latitude, it's still the same place.
I can appreciate Bruce's disappointment in not receiving the project, but if our attorneys and Bass attorney is recommending a bid process, he can rebid. I mean, I don't know how else yes, his numbers are out there, but I think it's imperative that we follow our legal counsel advice on this.
And I think it's imperative that we follow what we agreed to do and what people have already begun to do work on. But I do not vote.
And Bruce had already done some work.
He did a bid.
He submitted a proposal.
Bruce has worked for at least 4 months, 5 months,
To come up with the information.
to find the information, to make a proposal to the town, what he could do the work.
And how much was the proposal number?
I don't recall, and I don't
Well,
think
we
I wanna
shouldn't.
put it out there.
Yeah,
Don't put it out there.
So my point is, our purchasing policy in this town is anything over $5,000 requires a bid process, and if it's over $5,000, we need to follow our purchasing policy. It's that simple. So that's a bid process.
That's a legal comment. Thank you for the answer.
I just think if we forge ahead and do what we originally intended to do, I think that it would set us up for never achieving our goal of determining what the boundary is, because I think the city of Bath would stop working with us. I'm concerned about that.
Well,
I'm concerned about continuing to sink legal funds into this and not coming up with the result.
we also have a definitive purchasing policy within this town that we have to follow. Anything over $5,000 is a bid, anything over $20,000 is a sealed bid. It's kind of that simple. Also, I don't know what the number is, but if it falls in that boundary,
I do, and
I don't want to know the number.
if it was a split agreement, then it would not fall into that criteria.
I don't want to talk about a
If
number.
Bath has reneged on that criteria, then
Oh,
you
so
probably,
we don't know if Bath is still willing to pay half.
So we need to have our legal counsel involved to set this contract at a standard.
You have answered my question.
Okay, does anybody want to make a motion?
I move that we follow the legal recommendation of our town attorney, and work on a collaborative approach with the West Bath boundary line.
So you are suggesting seeking the assistance of a professional surveyor.
If that's what our attorney is recommending, yes.
Do we need to, do they need to vote on this, accepting the scope?
Or that's what we're doing right now.
Yes,
Okay,
I think that's.
so
the
your motion
intent.
was
To-
to follow the recommendation of town attorney.
Which is the scope of work.
Okay.
So rephrase.
I move that we follow the scope of work as presented in our collaborative approach with the city of West Bath,
City of Bath.
City of Bath and the town of West Bath in the boundary boundary line determination, is a better word.
Yes,
Much better.
determination.
I'll second it.
So we're not for that?
All in favor?
It's late. Knee hurts. Want to go home.
All right, business item 5. Oh, do we have to go into, no, is this public?
Yes.
Act on resignation of an assessing agent. Ron Beal submitted a notice of his intent to retire from the position of assessing agent as of July 1st, 2023.
I move that we accept the letter of resignation with also including a vote of thanks for his service.
I second that. All in favor? Let the party planning begin.
Got till July to put together.
We have ideas for that.
Let there be cake.
Business item number 6, an application was received from Jim Atherton expressing his interest in serving on the Budget Advisory Committee.
I move approval.
I second it.
All in favor?
I don't care, but future.
While everyone's signing that, I will speak to Mr. Atherton, as he is a devoted member of my ballot clerk brigade and will be a delightful addition to the budget committee.
Yeah, he can count.
He has experience counting. But you will expect good service standards because that's what we do.
Town
Previous-
Administrators Report.
I just have one item tonight. Carly is interested in attending the New England Municipal Clerk Institute this year. The institute is a week-long leadership training that's held in Plymouth, New Hampshire. Very solid training, very in-depth. And there are scholarships available for this week-long training from the institute. And it's, it's an approximate $1,100 cost if the town were to pick it up.
And
What
if
Carly-
there's a scholarship, what is it free then after that, or how do you apply for
I
the
believe
scholarship?
it's free.
What Christine's trying to say is that the attending the course is $1,100. Because that's not in the town budget, the select board can deny the request, and then I'm eligible for scholarships, which will pay the full amount.
Is
Is it a guaranteed scholarship?
There are multiple scholarships.
Okay.
So you want us to deny this request?
Well, it's not in the
It's not in
budget,
the
so I
budget.
think it's prudent that you
Okay.
deny it because it's not in the budget.
Okay.
And there's always next year.
Okay, thank you for making that very clear.
This is the,
I would like,
around there.
We need a motion to.
I move that we deny paying for the participation, as it's not in the town budget, however, if you get a scholarship, I welcome you to go.
Yes, that's just what I was going to say, only I would have said, but if you get the scholarship, of course you can go. So that's a second.
Thank you,
All
Chris.
right, all in
A
favor?
verbal second.
And it won't count as vacation time.
Unfortunately, the institute only accepts 30 students per, there's a first, second, and third year to the program, and it only accepts 30 to the first year, so it'll kind of be like getting concert tickets to go see Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
But Ticketmaster's not involved.
Ticketmaster's not involved, so I do have a better chance of getting
Just saying.
please.
Can we
Any,
write you a letter of recommendation saying you're the best town clerk in the century? No.
any future agenda items?
Is that enough?
Any public comment?
God,
Make a motion to adjourn?
No,
To executive
No,
session.
oh,
no,
we
we're in
have to
two
move.
executive sessions.
We have to
Wow.
That's
move
what
to,
she meant to say.
yes.
Right. I make a motion, we adjourn to executive session pursuant to MRS Chapter 13, 405, 6A, to review a draft budget describing the results of the January 31st, 2023 removal proceeding, which will be sent to the subject of the proceeding.
Second.
All in favor?
We're in executive session at 7:18.
Sorry, David.